All right. Oh, shoot. Feedback. This happens every time. You'd think I'd have this all figured out by now. All right. I've got my, what do we call these things? Night coat, Hugh Hefner style. So I'm ready. I'm in the zone, ready to parlay the information your way. But I've got to make sure we get the slides going. So let's see if I think I had 9, 10 registered. We're at 10 now. I don't know if that includes me, but I don't want to delay things too much here. So I'm going to screen share and hope that everything pops up like it should. All right. So what do you guys see on screen? A split screen for now, right? You get slides on one side? Say yes. Say yes. All systems go. Okay. Very well. So I'll remove my mug, even though I kind of like looking at myself while I do this. But for all you guys, I want to give you the best bang for your buck here. So mine's effed. What do you got now? It should be full screen, right? Wait for it. Right now. Good. G2G. That brings me back to my gaming days. I like it. So, what is this? Holy, some spammy app has popped up. Bye, Jay. All right, here we go, guys. So give me the next 30 minutes of your attention. We'll have a few puppy breaks in between, of course, so that you digest all the knowledge you get tonight. But we're going to recap quickly where we're at so far. So tonight we're going to go into kind of the last 10%, those little strategies that can make the difference between, that extra percentage or two of body fat at the end, just a little better look, a little more muscle, all that good stuff. But the big rocks were introduced in the first 2 weeks. Those nutrition habits, portion control guide, eating healthy, and the workout program, which you're going to stick to this week again. And then next week, we're going to ramp things up quite considerably again with some pretty cool stuff that probably none of you have done. But we're going to leave that on the back burner and just kind of tease that for now. That's coming next week. So save up your energy. So as I mentioned, the other 5 to 10% is what we're doing this week. And first up, of course, is that male hormone, that beard growing. I don't know if it's actually related to beard growth. Indirectly, yes. But that's largely a genetic trait. Is testosterone, right? The big T. We want that because the more of this you have, the more fat you lose, the more muscle theoretically you put on. More so fat loss, actually, for our purposes. Because to get enough testosterone to actually build muscle, you have to kind of push beyond the normal range. And to do that, you can't do it naturally, we'll say. All right. So this is what I've mentioned previously. Vitamin D, very easy to add to your diet, especially in the wintertime. I think this is a must supplement. So this is going to be one of your tasks for this week is to get on this train. Body hair. Steve is throwing questions out there. Just throwing me out. I like it. We want questions. This is live and interactive. Body hair, yes and no. I believe it is, but I've yet to see a study that directly says because you're more hairy, you have more testosterone. You'd have to get the blood work tested to see where you're sitting there. But I would suggest yes, you may be okay. So bumping total testosterone by 30% in the wintertime, especially if you're a northern, like many of us are, the sun isn't strong enough to synthesize vitamin D from it all from October through March. So you've got to supplement or get it from diet. It's hard to get it from diet. I know some products have it added in, like milk and so forth. But to get the real deal, I suggest supplements or, and this is controversial, tanning beds in moderation once a week. But that's not cool, right? That's too metrosexual. Do you not see a slide right now, a vitamin D slide? John doesn't. Oh, let me backtrack then. Okay. Wait for it. I only have used one slide so far, so we're doing okay. Yeah, let's. Okay. Just my mug. I don't want everyone seeing that. Okay, I think we're on slides now. Let me know if it is. Okay. I'll get the hang of this eventually. So starting from scratch, the other 5 to 10% tonight. This is the slide we got to. This is what I was talking about earlier. Vitamin D. So this is one of the big things to raise testosterone, to focus on this, either from supplementation or tanning bed. All right. So I must have hit stop sharing or something. So we're good. All right. Number 2, you're all doing this. Pumping iron can increase testosterone by as much as 15%, according to one study. So that's a given. Just wanted to throw that in there because it's important. How much of what, Steve? I'm waiting with bated breath. All right, this one is also something that's just built into your program. Don't go zero carb. I'm not going to. How high a dosage? Oh, gotcha. 2,000 IU to start. I'd love for you to get blood work and see if you're really low in that, because then you probably want to start at 4,000. But 2,000 is the safe upper limit that they recommend. Correct. Every day, 2,000 IU. It usually comes in a dose of 1,000 IU. So you take 1 or 2. In the early part of the day, it can have a bit of a stimulant effect, so I wouldn't take it late at night. Oh, here's the popular one. Beer and alcohol in moderation. I know this has come up in the group a bit. By all means, have a pint or 2. But binge drinking goes against your goals in this case. Primarily because it's a poison. And if you're trying to get protein in your system at the same time as alcohol, it's not being absorbed in the muscle. Protein synthesis, in other words. So drinking, have a pint by all means, but the calories add up. And there's also some hormonal downsides to drinking too much. So easy with the poison. Yeah. Glass of wine is good to go. Red wine. Although red wine, they say it has health benefits, but you have to drink like 17 bottles of the stuff to get enough resveratrol to actually make a difference. But nonetheless, we're at red wine in moderation, all good. All right, this is bad news for a lot of you night owls that never sleep. Steve, I'm talking about you. You know who you are, Steve. You need your sleep. This is tough when you got a kid. Like, that's why I brought up this picture. Because quality of sleep goes down in that case. Night shift, yes, that's another tough one. Very tough. I know Ian's a cop, and you're working nights apparently too, John. So not easy, but you are getting a ton of benefits when you sleep. Absolutely. So do whatever possible to get your sleep, whether that's, shutting down a little bit earlier than usual, ending this webinar early and going to bed, turning off the computer and TV, and trying to get those 7-8 hours. Everyone's a little different, but 7 hours is typically the minimum to reap the benefits, particularly growth hormone. You'll feel more better the next day, right? More better is the key. That's not a phrase. All right, so sleep. So recap the big 5, because I don't want to complicate things with testers and whatever supplement you can buy on bodybuilding.com. These are the ones that are actually measurably going to make a difference based on the research. It's all pretty simple stuff, not easy to execute though. But take vitamin D, 2,000 IU per day, first thing in the morning, maybe at lunch. Lift weights, that's a given if you're in this group. Eat the right carbs at the right times, which your nutrition plan will allow you to do. Drink in moderation and sleep lots. Sleep as much as allows. I know a lot of you are parents too, so I don't always follow my own advice, but that's an important one. All right. No puppy break, but a Wayne's World break here. Excellent. Calvert Fitness t-shirt. More better is the key. Yeah, I like that. That's my new slogan. So hopefully you've digested the 5 tips. At the end, your task will involve trying to execute on a few of those tips as we move into the week here. So I'll try not to exit out of here. All right. So the other big one is insulin sensitivity. I always throw this out there, and it sounds more complicated than it is, really. And I'm going to try to break it down in simple terms. But first, what not to do when it comes to insulin sensitivity. Don't take vitamins in pill form, except vitamin D that I mentioned earlier. Vitamin C and E in one study around a workout completely eliminated the inflammation, the good inflammation you wanted from the workout. So pretty much like you didn't have a workout when you took a high dose of these two. By all means, you can get them from food. You can have an orange after a workout. That's not going to make a difference. But when you supplement these two around a workout, you're kind of messing with your body's natural response to exercise. So minimize your supplement intake. In the same sense, don't take a multivitamin. There is too much conflicting interactions with different vitamins that taking everything but the kitchen sink just does not work. You piss out most of it. You shit out most of it. So I'm going to only give you the stuff that really makes a difference for you. And a multivitamin is not one of those things. Are you with me so far? Give me a hell yeah. Steve's sleeping. He took my advice literally. Hell's Bells. Oh, there you go. Hell's Bells is better. That's good. All right. So ways to raise insulin sensitivity. I rhymed and I didn't even mean to rhyme. That's how cool I am. So we want insulin at times. Insulin leads to fat gain, but it also leads to muscle gain. So you want insulin elevated at the right times. You don't want it elevated right before bed when you're sitting on your ass on the couch, right? You want it around exercise, around your workouts. So we're going to get into things that really make this happen. Exercise and diet, of course, big two, as I've mentioned countless times. But there are supplements and there are other approaches that you can take to maximize your insulin sensitivity. I believe Steve used the word hoser, which is dating himself. Congrats, Steve. So number one, diet smart. So I'm going to gloss over this one because most of the time your nutrition plan, as long as you're following your rules, keeps carbs lowish during points of the day, right? First thing in the morning, really to raise that insulin sensitivity throughout the day so that when you do introduce them, carby meals after training, you soak them up like a sponge in your muscles. That's the ideal goal. So diet will help you do that. All right, number two, heat therapy. Forget cold showers. Heat therapy turns on something called the heat shock response. It's similar to what you get from exercise. This increases insulin sensitivity, blood flow to the muscles. So if you got a steam room or a sauna, or you can have hot baths at home. I know this is a little too spa for some people, but it honestly makes a difference. We're talking about the last 5 to 10% here, right? So what I actually do, if I have time, is hit the steam room for 5 minutes before a workout. You get a pre-pump, less injury risk, and you've pretty much done a warm-up just by sitting in a nice steam room. So there's a lot of win-wins in that scenario, I would think, for most of you, right? Steam rooms are cool. So what I would try to do is once or twice a week at least, get into a steam room or a sauna or a really hot shower. It's harder to do in a hot shower just because you're not, completely surrounded, or a hot bath. So any four of those, you'll notice your metabolism, your appetite revs up after doing this. So this is something that isn't usually out there in the mainstream. There's a ton of health benefits to this beyond just, getting that insulin sensitivity up. Lots of good stuff. So try to make this a habit. Number three, glucose disposal agents. Another big fancy phrase that can be simplified into things that help you digest carbs, store carbs, lower your blood sugar. One of those is I'm guaranteeing it's in your cabinet right now, and that is cinnamon. Oh, I jumped the gun. So cinnamon, before a meal, typically I would not recommend this. Okay. No carb loading during workouts. Forget that, Steve. No Gatorade. You're off the Gatorade. When you get under a certain percentage of body fat, I start to introduce carbs during the workout, but we're going to have to suffer for now. So what you do is during your post-workout meal, maybe it's something you can incorporate cinnamon into, but if not, a teaspoon of cinnamon just before you eat the meal can lower your blood sugar, help you absorb more carbs into your muscle. So that's an easy tip right now. You've got it in your cabinet, I'm sure. Sprinkle that on. You can overdo it with cinnamon. If you find you're pissing every 5 minutes, you've taken too much. It's a diuretic in high doses. So we don't want you to interrupt your sleep by downing the cinnamon. There's a small amount goes a long way. So give that a shot only in the meals with carbs. We don't want you dropping blood sugar too low in the first thing in the morning when you aren't eating carbs, all right? So cinnamon. Another way to raise insulin sensitivity is how you eat your meals. This may not be realistic for everyone. I realize that. You may hate to eat things separately. It's not going to make or break you. But one study showed quite a difference when you would eat your protein and fat before you even touch any of the rice or potatoes or carbohydrates on your plate. I thought I had the numbers in front of me, but it was like a 30% drop an hour after the meal compared to eating it all together. Cinnamon with pancakes evens out. If those are protein pancakes, you're good, Quentin. If they're the IHOP Denny's pancakes, probably not. Unfortunately, calorie deficit means more than lowering blood sugar, unfortunately. All right? So number 4, eat some protein and fat before you touch the rice on your plate. It also has an added benefit of kind of filling you up before you overindulge in the last bit of stuff. All right, number 5. So I'm not expecting you, throw all 5 in tomorrow, right? You're going to introduce these step by step as best you can. But fish oil is another supplement that can raise insulin sensitivity. Lots of benefits for this. It kind of rivals the effects of exercise on blood sugar, at least. Not on building muscle or anything like that, but blood sugar is what we're talking about here, right? Insulin sensitivity. So fish oil is a good one. 2 to 3 grams. So you want a high dose fish oil. Some of them are like you'd have to take 6 pills to get 2 or 3 grams, or 9 pills. Costco has a double dose brand that I can recommend. I can shoot you a link to afterwards. I get hives. Well, Steve, you can get this from seafood as well. If you eat seafood 3-4 times a week, you should be good. Particularly wild caught salmon, a little bit fattier fish, that would be good. Josh is ahead of the game. A lot of you use fish oil. It's pretty commonplace nowadays. Not going to make or break you, but half of the year I take it, especially if I'm trying to diet. It does make a difference. It's just a little extra insurance. Oh, I don't typically burp them up. Eat them with a meal, Josh. That'll make a difference. If you're eating them, not eating them, but swallowing them on an empty stomach, you're going to get the burping stuff. That's not good. So with the meal, they're absorbed better too. All right. So have I lost anyone so far? I would say we good. We good. Sean John says we good. Yeah. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate your support. So these are the 5 for insulin sensitivity. Eat your meat first. That sounded kind of cool. Didn't realize I put it like that. Keep carbs low at non-active times of the day. Heat things up. That's sauna or steam room or hot bath once or twice a week at least. Use fish oil, and then glucose disposal agents. The main one, because it's simple, is cinnamon. There are others. There's lots of others, actually. But cinnamon is the one I'm going to talk about today because it's simple, right? We're keeping things simple. All right, there he is again. Oh, I'm so good. Excellent. Steve, by the way, that guy's Canadian. Oh, okay. Awesome. He's mainstream. Game on. Okay, so we are getting into performance supplements. And I didn't censor that text, so it's really bugging me now. So performance supplements, right? You go on bodybuilding.com or anywhere and you just get inundated with the latest performance supplement to use in the gym, yada, 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 right? It's just an extreme influx of crap that doesn't really work. A lot of it actually doesn't have what it says on the label. It's kind of the wild, wild west when it comes to supplements. But there's one that costs pennies a day that I would recommend all of you get on tomorrow if you're not on it already. Oh, the gray mislabeled jug of creatine monohydrate. This is the gold standard of supplements. I don't know if all you are on it, but you should be. It's not steroids. There's been 1,200 studies done on it. Safe for human consumption, long term. So some of the reasons why. Well, more than 200 years, safety for long-term use. I already mentioned that. Good. But you want monohydrate. Don't get one of those, fancy new versions of it that don't get absorbed. This is the cheapest version, the best working version. Just get the straight powder. So one reason that has nothing to do with what we're accomplishing here is your brain gets additional energy. And there's quite a bit of research that suggests it's prevention against diseases, right? Brain-related diseases. Any specific brand? I can shoot you. Canadian Protein you can buy in bulk, and you're not paying for a fancy label. So Quinton, that would be the brand I would recommend. I think it's probably the best bet for us Canadians, at least. So I'll send the link afterwards. Reason number 2, muscle mass. So you can simply dose this, and of course you should be working out, but you can build a little bit of muscle just through creatine usage. Most effective muscle building supplement out there, aside from steroids, right? It's not going to get you like the guy in the corner, unfortunately. Us Americans, I'll find you a link. I'm thinking iHerb or True Nutrition are a couple of the companies in the States that I go to quite a bit. So I can find you a link as well. All right. High intensity sports. So that is weight training. That's essentially what weight training is. ATP production is what is going to give you that power for those drop sets, right? For that heavy bench press. And ATP is very effective at that. Building strength. Creatine helps with ATP production. Hugely effective. Your strength levels will be noticeable when you take this. Josh, does not have to be used in cycles. In fact, safe for long-term use. I pretty much dose this year-round. Unless I run out, then I get lazy, maybe take a month off. But there's no reason why you have to stop it, honestly. 5 grams a day, don't try to super dose it or there's some crazy protocols out there where you're taking 20 grams a day. Don't do that. 5 grams during the workout. Holy crap, Steve is throwing out the big words here. Yes. All right, performance supplements bonus. We're coming up on 30 minutes already. I'm going to have quite a bit of time for questions. But this is the other one that, especially if you're not taking carbs during the workout, which eventually you will be once you get lean enough. But for now, you're going to have to suffer through those workouts without any carbs for energy. So these are another option. Essential amino acids or branch-chained amino acids. Also can be bought in bulk from Canadian Protein. Pretty cheap, I think. Yeah, it lasts you forever. You take a small dose per workout. There's kind of mixed reviews on actually whether or not it builds muscle. What I like it for is lowered serotonin, which sounds bad in practice, but you want to be a pissed off animal in the gym, and it reduces your pain or it increases your pain tolerance. So I don't want you taking green tea before a workout where you're in that happy zone. You want to be kind of pissed off when you get in there because it's going to add to your workout. You're going to lift more weight. So EAA or BCAA can actually help with that because you've got less serotonin in your brain briefly. Okay. Precision Metal. Don't know the product, Josh, but I assume if it has leucine on it, leucine on the label, highest percentage of the BCAA coming from leucine, you're good. That's the one that's most linked to muscle building. And if I don't take carbs, I would take 1 or 2 of these. I don't get consistent with it, but they don't make or break you. If you don't want to spend the cash, it's not going to make or break you. But yeah, Ian made a good point there. Canadian Protein is probably your best bet. If your order's over $99, I think you get it free. I highly recommend a powder, a flavored powder, because I want you taking it during the workout when it's needed most. So you would pair this up with your creatine every workout. Mix it down a liter of water a workout with these 2 in it, and you'll notice a performance benefit. Or you could do like John and inject it right into your veins. I prefer an IV drip. So I just sit on the machine doing lat pull downs and make sure my lat has the IV going into it. Adds at least 3 reps. Yeah, it looks a little bit awkward when, the chick's on the elliptical or eyeing you up as blood is dripping into your vein. But hey, it's all about the gains, bros. It is all about the gains. All right, so let's open it up to the tasks that we have next week, right? Not next week, this week. let's not get ahead of ourselves. So we've talked about 5 tips to raise testosterone. We want you to try to step in right now and do 1 or 2 starting tomorrow. Maybe all 5 by the end of the week. That's ideal. But start with 1 and go from there. And then start to implement tips for insulin sensitivity. And you're going to have to prove this out. I want some pictures of you in a sauna, right? So 5 tips for insulin sensitivity. Try to do 1 or 2 right away, maybe 5 by the end of the week. And last but not least is those 2 performance supplements. Creatine, yes, I think you should get on that right away. It may kind of affect your weigh-in this week just slightly, but the water gain from creatine is not sloppy water gain. It's in the muscle cell. I would love a candlelit bathtub pic. Yes. Only with your toes showing, like maybe a wine glass in the corner. I've seen those on Instagram. Usually it's female, but if a man does it, that would kind of throw me for a loop. It'd be kind of cool. So those are your tasks. I have another slide. Yes, the go-to question slide. So I know I answered a few bit of questions as we went along, but are there any further? I feel like a teacher at the front of the class when no one pipes up at the end, just staring out into the distance. Workouts, yes. We'll talk about that Friday, Josh, but ease into it because if you're getting super sore from the workouts you're doing now, no reason to ramp up too quickly. US link for creatine. Yeah, I will find that for you. Also, I recommend off-day creatine dosing for now. Not forever, but as you kind of build up the levels in your system, you should probably be trying to take it even on the days you don't do a weight training session because you're only at 3 or 4 week. All right, we are at 9:30. I promise to keep these short. I think we're good. I'll answer anything further in the group. And we'll also roll out our weekly challenge in the next day or 2, which safe to include. Yeah, I'll put the slides up in the group. Safe to include creatine with regular protein supplements. Absolutely. So I mean, I'm guessing you're talking, yeah, like you have your whey shake and just drop in some creatine so you don't even taste it. Certainly could do that. My recommendation is to have creatine during the workout, though. Just because you know you're going to be taking, you're not going to forget. It's kind of make a habit of it. Have your intra-workout shake type thing. It can make a difference. If you haven't been using it, Ian, I would suggest every day for 2 weeks. Build up your levels. And yeah, you don't have to get the unflavored kind, Steve, but you could use like Crystal Light or something. But you can buy flavored variations of it with Splenda or whatever, right? It's calorie free. Oh, you and your Gatorade. No Gatorade for Steve. Ian's got a good plan. Flavored BCAA because BCAAs taste awful. You've got to flavor those. But yeah, I typically buy creatine unflavored and just kind of mix it in. It could be too much or conflicting flavors if you buy them separately. It's a good point there. Okay. Yeah, just water, but diet drinks are fine, John. I'm not a diet drink hater. I'll show you all the studies that say they're safe for use. In moderation, of course. Diet drinks are good. If they're actually diet drinks and not Gatorade, Steve. I think you're tricking me. Yeah, Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, but only Coke Zero is allowed in the challenge because that's the coolest one. Oh yeah, OJ and iced tea, man. That's liquid calories. We want to drop those. We want to get your carbs from quality sources. It'll make a huge difference just dropping that alone. Guaranteed. Let's do it up then. We'll see you guys in the group. It's been fun.